You're a little intimidating.
Well, I usually keep a distance. You know, I'm my own thing, and I just kind of stay over there and do my own thing until drama happens or something.
You ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Bro, I just watched that shit for the first time.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You went out.
it's good.
It was so fucking good. Then I
Dude.
immediately watched Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's what I'm watching right now.
It is fucking fire,
It's-
bro.
You
it's-
haven't finished Better Call Saul?
Oh no, I'm like in the last season, couple episodes in.
Oh my god.
Bob Odenkirk in Better Call Saul being nominated for 130 different Emmys and never winning one.
I saw a
It blows my
compilation
mind.
of that. Yeah.
He is so good.
Yeah.
Um,
Finish your snacks.
Yeah, there's another one called like El Camino, right?
That was the movie, the Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah, I was actually-
yeah.
oh, I didn't know that there was a Breaking Bad movie. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Well,
it was like
Jesse's
wrapping
Jesse's
up
story
Jesse's
after,
story. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Is it? Oh, that's coming out.
No,
It's been out. It was out like 3 years ago.
Oh,
2 years
yeah,
ago.
At the
yeah.
start of COVID.
It just kind of happened. It kind of went under the radar. I feel like not a lot of people like really
It's-
paid attention to it.
It's really good.
Oh, I didn't even know it existed, but I just went on a Better Call Saul tear, and oh my god, it's so
fire.
freaking good. This is how we start our podcast, by the way. Welcome, welcome. You might be like, what's going on? Why are you guys not in your studio?
Wait, did we
that
actually
is.
start?
Yep.
Oh,
We're live.
I thought we were still snack break.
Oh no, this is how we do it.
Oh,
we
okay.
just like start. We just casually
Spring it on
start.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was a little bit of a jump scare. Yeah, you might be like, what's going on? Why aren't you at your studio? That's because I'm in Austin, Texas, here with Will Eber Savage Neff III, and graciously we were allowed to film inside of the Steak and Eggs Podcast studio
Yeah.
with OTK.
Which rules?
Studio meaning warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a $40 billion super compound. They got like
Right.
turrets out there. It's
Right.
dope.
Right.
For stream snipers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sponsored by Starforge. They got it all. Everything is in motion. We have a lot to talk about today. We have some wonderful guests. We got Asmongold, Emiru, Tectone
Yes.
in the building. And I am very excited. First order of business.
Yeah.
I think we got to address the elephant in the room.
Which one?
Asmongold has been Hasan Abid.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. All right. Finally.
You've been,
Yeah, we
you
can
have
talk about
been,
it.
you, for those of you at home who are unfamiliar, maybe you don't go on Twitter too much and, you spare yourself the madness. You had a take.
I did.
You had a take about AI and Pal World and AI art in general. And it was, I assume, a much more refined take, but the
It's 2 fucking
version,
hours.
but the version that
Yeah.
made it to the interwebs was not so refined. Now, you and I might even have disagreements on the AI component,
Sure.
but what you and I do not have disagreements on is that once that happened and I saw it, and it is definitely a hot button issue for obvious reasons. AI is displacing a lot of parts of the sector, but
More and
specifically with art.
Yep.
A lot of artists who are already, struggling to make ends meet with their art are seeing that like AI is training on their work, and all of that is very frustrating. Very passionate people came after you,
They're very passionate.
but they didn't stop there. They started looking at other stuff that you were saying,
That's right.
specifically to clip that and be like, this guy sucks, and like keep going.
Yep.
Keep going on the this guy sucks bender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happens to me weekly.
Yeah.
I am known for hot takes, and I wanted to hear your perspective on it.
I'm completely fine with it. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm on a public platform. I'm giving my public opinion. People can respond publicly. I think that's just how it is. Now, obviously, it would be nice if more of the viral tweets were about my argument and not my room. But, that's just what fucking happens. That's what happens. And so I thought about going and making a tweet explaining what I was saying or talking about it. But then I remembered that once people have made up their mind that you're wrong, well, then you're fucking wrong. And that's it. Like, if you tell them that they're wrong about you being wrong, now they're wrong. Well, they're not going to like that.
Dude, I saw like 7 tweets where you're like trying to like talk to some of these commenters.
Right.
And then they would agree that you're right because you were. And then say, But you were still mean about it.
Well, I was a huge asshole about it. And like, it's true, right? And it makes me think like, because, you know, I'm sure, Hasan, you think about this too. It's like, whenever you communicate, it's like, is your method to create controversy or is it to spread a message? And how do you spread a message with controversy? Is this becoming counterproductive, right? And I think about this. And so it's like, was I being counterproductive? I don't know. In a way, yes. But in a way, a lot of people are talking about it. So it's hard to say.
Well, I think what you were talking about in maybe a less than tactful way
it sure is
the inevitability of AI as opposed to the kind of morality of AI.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the problem, right? It's like people, it's like, I think it's important that you have to acknowledge like, this is what I think people are going to do, not what I think they should do or, you know, what would be, what things should be like. But like, for example, like we all saw like the Taylor Swift AI stuff and like all of that, that's completely fucked.
That shit was
like,
wild.
It was awful, right? And so I actually think that there should be laws against like trying to like impersonate somebody with AI. I mean, it's common sense. Well, there already are. It's impersonation. It just should be applied to that too. So I don't think it's necessarily like my perspective is really any different than a lot of other people's. It's just that whenever I try to communicate it, and especially like you're streaming 8 hours a day,
oh yeah,
you can have 1 minute of being an asshole.
I think that it's just a lot of people, especially artists, heard your take and like it felt like there wasn't empathy there for artists. So they're like, oh, he doesn't care about how this affects me or how this makes me uncomfortable. But I mean, it was like a condensed take. So like the misunderstanding is where it comes from.
There were a lot of cuts in the video. But
what was your take?
Well, yeah, basically what I'm saying is that like a consumer, I don't think really, are people going to actually care about AI in terms of a functional difference of consuming a product? And I haven't seen evidence for that.
Well, I would say that you're right in that we also have a really good test market in that consumers, particularly in the United States, don't give a fuck about anything they consume, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The majority of the things they consume at this point are unethical.
Absolutely.
From the meat they use to the clothes they use.
If they're using a phone
that
was made in a sweatshop, why would they care if something was made by a robot?
No, everything is created in profoundly unethical ways.
Absolutely.
I think this is ironic because like AI literally is the exact same in that same exact vein where it's like further exploitative because then it's like eradicating the human component.
Particularly a hot button issue because now we are the ones that are suffering, right? It is the first time that ethical dilemma has touched Americans or, you know, people that we are close to. And ultimately, I hope that it is kind of an awakening that it's like, wait a minute, we can vote with our dollars. We can vote with our eyes.
I don't think we can.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Did you see, this is like a fucking gaming bullshit drama thing.
Sure.
But the Yakuza, one of the recent games for Yakuza, paywalled the New Game Plus.
Yeah.
And I told everybody, I said, guys, we're making another video complaining about gaming and this isn't going to change anything. But if we all stop buying it, it would never happen again. And it's like, it's so disappointing that like people don't have that like solidarity. It's so disappointing.
It all went downhill with the horse armor.
That was it. That was
the first moment where we went from like expansions, which were standalone games,
right,
to actually maybe we can make extra money with like little.
Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Which game was horse armor? Was that
Oblivion?
Oblivion. Yeah.
Shouts out to Todd Hopper for that. He just.
Why is that significant?
Cool,
like first time.
The first paid
one.
DLC.
It was the first paid DLC. It was a horse armor, and like everybody said, oh, it's just a horse armor. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, people are saying, oh, it's just New Game Plus. It doesn't matter. I'll see you in 5 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And here we are. I mean, look, even people that criticized at the time, like
Charles. Fire.
It is so sexy. It's sexy.
Yeah.
But see, we're doing it. We're dumb.
There
we're
it
dumb.
is.
But that's the reason why you need regulation.
How can we train ourselves as consumers to be more discerning about the products we are consuming?
I don't think you can. Plus, also, here's the second part. No, you can't.
Fuck, man.
You can't. But also, here's the other thing I was going to say. The only test is this, and this is the part of your argument that I actually do agree with.
Yeah.
If it's good, people will buy it. We just talked about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is homophobic.
They hate gays.
Gay people love Chick-fil-A, dog.
Yep.
Gay people will consume it. We eat that shit daily, okay? It's good. If it was bad, no one would purchase it. The thing with AI right now is that it's very bad. But it's getting really good at an alarming rate.
So what do
Absolutely.
you mean it's very bad? Like ethically, or like where the state is in
No.
technologically?
Like
quality you're talking about, right?
Quality
Yeah.
is just bad. Like
Okay.
I've played some AI games on stream, and it's fun because it's so bad for the time being. Like if you do those like detective games or whatever, it's not a game at all. It's just really, really bad. It's really buggy. It's really broken. The AI sucks. There's like a very specific way that the AI talks as well. And it's like, you can kind of comprehend that. And I feel like that will actually start seeping into our collective consciousness, just like how, you know, TikTok has ruined an entire generation's way of speaking and other stuff too. But specifically the way people say unalived in the real world now
And
instead of saying
instead of porn. Yeah.
So like that kind of stuff.
Assault with 2 asterisks instead of S's.
So that will also seep into our collective consciousness, like the Chat GPT way of speaking, I think. But right now, overall, like Midjourney, fine. There's like some visual quirks to it, but it will get really good. And I've always been an advocate that like AI, just like every other tool, is supposed to be something that alleviates the stress, the tension from people who are normally using that.
It empowers them.
Yeah, it is supposed to be an empowering tool, but of course it's not going to be an empowering tool because the bosses see that and go, oh, fuck you. All right, no more. I'm not paying you anymore. Why would I give you money for graphic design when this fucking machine can do it for free if I buy the software? And that's what the major issue is, which is why I'm an advocate for regulation. But this is not a political podcast, so I'm not going to be talking about that aspect of it that much.
I think AI is going to be insane in GTA 6, where every single interaction with an NPC is going to be different for every single person.
Has that been stated? I never heard that.
I have heard lots of rumors they're going to be using AI for GTA 6.
Okay, so it hasn't been stated. It's
So,
made up. Okay.
I'll Google it.
Okay.
Well, y'all.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think that Rockstar is going to invest themselves in tarnishing the release of GTA 6 because AI is still really hot button.
Well, I think, I mean, AI
Also,
is,
the tech's not there yet. I think
AI
that's the
is
major
so
reason.
hot button. Like, let's put this in perspective. The conversation you had about AI.
Okay, real quick. Okay.
Go.
According to the report, GTA 6 may include enhanced NPC interactions incorporating generative AI, similar to Red Redemption.
According to a report, what does that mean?
Which website is it?
This is Live Mint and also Gaming Bible.
And I feel like that sounds like a fucking AI generated website.
Game
Dude,
Bible.
AI is trying to convince us that it exists.
I mean, I've heard it and seen it everywhere, and I think it would be insane.
What I wanted to dial back and say is the conversation around AI is so hot that your conversation stemmed from Pal World, right?
Yes.
Which, let's put something in perspective.
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence that AI was even used in Pal World.
It was released before AI could even make shit like that.
Even to the fact that it's on Steam means that they actively lied to Steam because Steam asks you if you have AI in the game. And so they would have had to lie to Steam to even have it on there in the first place.
And the evidence that people have is that the main investor is a tech bro.
Yeah,
he is, and he's a very big advocate of AI. He's expressed that on Twitter.
There's a lot of fake stuff about Pal World.
And the person that, the thing is, the person that did the video of like the side by side with those different models admitted that he faked it because he didn't like the fact that they were like it
was
like
animal cruelty in the game. Yeah.
Like it's even his pinned tweet. I saw this yesterday.
Yeah, the guy who did the tweet that's like, oh, they completely ripped the models from Pokemon. He edited the model to match the other one, and he did it because he didn't like the animal abuse.
Let's say it out loud.
Yeah.
Just because we don't identify or talk about the animal cruelty in Pokemon doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
My mom didn't like Pokemon because of that, even in 1998.
You're keeping animals in cramped balls. You're forcing them to fight.
Well, okay, they're not cramp balls. In Pokemon episode 17, they actually show the inside of a Pokeball.
It's pretty big, right?
It's very big. It has a habitat that they're comfortable in, like Squirtles. There's like a little rock with a
Okay. What about Arceus? What about the hundreds of years of legacy that you were putting Pokemon in wooden balls?
Yep, that's fucked up. I
Yeah,
mean, you're
it's
right.
fucked up,
Yeah, I
dog.
don't want to insult God.
Yeah, Pokegod.
Oh, also, real quick, 1 billion lions or one of every Pokemon in the fight? Who wins?
Oh, one of every Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. I'd fuck the shit out that thing.
Okay,
We
here.
have to talk about something.
Yep.
Okay.
This is PAL
They're
69.
farming. They are farming. Yeah.
Okay, you guys both have that reaction, and he had this reaction. I have no sexual impulse to this animal
I'd
at
fuck
all.
it.
Well, I don't have a sexual impulse, but I can see why somebody else would.
Yeah, I can
You know what I
recognize.
mean? I can
recognize
see
the
it.
intention.
Fucking bullshit.
I mean,
Okay, well then maybe you'll believe me. I have no attraction to it, but I recognize the intent.
You too, Emmy?
I said I don't.
Yes.
I said I
I'd
don't.
fuck the shit out of that thing personally.
No, I said I don't.
Yeah, fuck it, bro.
it's like
Oh
I
my
am
God.
straight as
Wait, pull it
fuck.
back up. Pull it back up. What about this model says that
Let me
to
put
you?
my glasses on
okay.
real quick.
Okay, look.
All right, all right.
shape of it.
We pull it up. We're gonna talk about it. You want to talk about it?
Pull it
We
up.
talk about it.
Pull
Let's
it
go.
up.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Also,
Pull up,
have
Levan,
you
number
seen
69.
the way that it walks in game?
No.
So sexy.
Okay, so she does the
How does it walk?
She or
the
he,
foot
it can
in
be
front
male.
of the foot thing, like she's doing the saunter,
Yeah,
right?
this, the-
Number
Yeah,
one.
her arms
Number
are
two.
like pinched to the side of her titties.
And it goes even farther. She only
Titties?
she only comes out at night.
Yep.
She is a night Pokemon or pal, excuse me. And then the heart is clearly supposed to be some big ass titties.
Yeah, and she has like a crotch
Yeah,
patch.
look
she
at-
has a
look at-
crotch heart
Marsha,
too. Like,
I
those
need
are
a video of
panties.
this thing in
Look
game,
at
please.
those thighs.
YouTube.
Look at those.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about?
Those are bird legs.
Yeah.
Sure, they are.
But they're thighs.
Emmy,
but they're
I-
thighs.
I want to fuck that.
No,
pal.
I said I'm not attracted to it. I just
Yeah.
recognize the intent of the
I can- yeah,
design.
I can-
Why is it wrong to
see-
want to fuck it? Like, why are y'all so against fucking it?
It's not that I'm against it. It's just that it's not real. So like, what am I gonna spend all my time thinking about this? Like, it's just, yeah, there it
Look at that
is.
thing, bro.
It's out at night.
Wait, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what's
my
really
girl.
funny about this
Uh-huh.
game? It's like, it's a lot of fun for sure, but it's also like, as far as
Okay,
games
it's got
go,
a hand on a
an
hip.
absolute dog shit game.
You think
Like,
so?
Well, games need to be fun first and foremost, and
Yeah.
it nails it on that front. But it's a dog shit game in the sense of like the AI is busted.
It is fucking garbage.
Yeah,
like,
can I say something though?
What?
Compared to when the latest Pokemon game came out, this game functions 100% better.
100%.
And that's what it comes down
Yeah.
to, right?
Let's
Yeah.
go. My
Yeah,
and
game
I've said this
Game
from the
Freak is
beginning.
really bad. Yeah.
I've said this from the beginning. Pal World's success is more evidence that Game Freak has been doing such a woeful job by its
It's
community.
insanely bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That their fans are okay. What's going on here?
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know something else I
Look at that
haven't
jiggle,
seen?
bro.
Wait, why does it have heart eyes?
You never seen that shit, bro?
I wonder why.
She's about to breed.
What?
Yeah, you ever seen her chilling in the hot tub? Chills there, hearts in her eyes, closing eyes, smiling, so welcoming, so wet, so inviting.
All right, can I
You know
ask
what
you-
I mean? You guys get what I'm saying about like it's a bad game in the sense that like all of the stuff, all the fixins that you need for a game to work, like a story, for example.
There is no, I don't know.
It doesn't have anything.
There's like a couple of lore things. Like
Yeah.
you pick them up and you read them on a smartphone, and it's like, who gives? I didn't read a single one
They
of them.
do a little bit like
Yeah.
they do a little bit of like a Soulsborne type, like
Right.
maybe we'll feed you the lore shit, but I feel like they kind of gave up on it. Like
Okay.
there's not
Yeah.
really too much going on.
Okay, so then what's the story of Pokemon Red?
I
Dude.
know that off
You see what I'm saying?
off rip.
It's
Well,
a kid,
you're a
one of the kids
kid.
fucking Pokemon.
Okay,
What?
but there's also you're like fighting against gym
Whoa.
trainers.
Yeah,
and
same
then
thing
you're,
with Power
like,
World. There's gym
leading
trainers.
up to-
Whoa. Yeah.
You are the lab assistant to Professor
Professor
Oak,
Oak.
a Pokemon scientist who has revolutionized the process of documenting and catching Pokemon.
With the
Absolutely.
Pokedex.
yeah.
And
Yep.
after his nephew is empowered
Gary.
with one of his private collection, he takes pity on you
Yep.
and gives you a Pokemon so that you can start your life
Gary doesn't like that.
Would you
as a Pokemon
choose?
trainer.
Yep. Gary doesn't like that.
And then you catch them all and become the very best
Well-
and then take on the Elite Four.
That no one ever
That's-
was. That no
Yeah.
one ever
Yep.
was.
Did you ever know the lore of the PC? Why it's called Bill's PC? That lore is insane.
Oh.
Oh, look into that. Why it's called. You meet him.
Oh, yeah.
You meet him after you beat the Nugget Road, and he's in that thing, and you
Yeah.
see him, and he's a Pokemon at first, transforms into a human. That's Bill.
Bill.
He's the PC.
Whoa.
Yep, and then you fight fucking Mewtwo. The same thing with Power World. Okay, you're just a kid who wants to collect all the pals and bring order to the world.
And maybe fuck
Yep.
the 69th
Well,
pal.
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Well, it's like Rust. What's the story in Rust?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah, there isn't one. And so I think that as long as the game is compelling and it's fun to play, that's all that really matters. Everything else, like the story, the lip syncing, the voice lines, all that doesn't really make
hot
a big difference.
dino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot Dino pussy.
Yo, no,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that front where it's like
For sure.
it is a testament to like how much Game Freak stands to make the greatest, most compelling, revolutionary IP that changes is genre-defining IP of all time.
Well, I mean,
That they just like don't do
two
it.
things that are true. Two things that are true. Game Freak has never made a truly open world game. At this point, to this day, they have not.
They tried with Arceus, it was terrible.
Well, it's still not fully open world. You like move to those locations.
Yep.
Two, there has never been a Pokemon game with every Pokemon in it.
No, true.
To this day.
True.
Because they had
shit.
version lock. Yeah, you're right.
And like that made sense in 1998.
Because
but
what
now,
was it? Pokemon Red and Blue was like, there was the Sandshrew exclusive, and then...
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, then Scyther in
Gold,
one game and Pinch in the other
Silver.
game.
Yeah.
Gold, silver,
maybe
and then
Pokemon Go has every Pokemon in it now.
No,
at this
it's
point.
not, they're not all out.
Maybe Pokemon Stadium too, but like...
I think Pokemon Stadium did. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's also one other component in Pal World that we're not really talking about that like Game Freak or anything that's like genuinely associated with Nintendo will ever be able to do, which is beating the living shit out of Pokemon with a weapon or even shooting them or even using their like Pokemon power as a gun.
Pokemon
So
power.
It is so funny that as Americans, like, we heard that. We're like, what a meme. And then we literally couldn't control our boners.
Yeah.
Right?
We need this.
It was like,
But it's not just America.
Avenger.
Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. And I don't think that Game Freak will ever do that because, like, and I told you this as well, Nintendo has, like, very strict controls over this IP, and they obviously already have, like, the nostalgia bait for the millennial generation that grew up with Pokemon, but their goal is to sell fucking toys to the younger generation and develop brand loyalty. And if you want to do that, you can't fuck the Pokemon and you can't beat up the Pokemon.
Yeah.
So have a sign at Game Freak. You must not fuck the Pokemon. You must not beat the Pokemon.
Number of days since last incident.
So that's never gonna happen. They're never, ever going to make a game where you can like actually fight the Pokemon directly. Maybe the Pokemon can harm you, which Arceus had.
Yep.
A little bit of, not a lot, but beyond that, it was still like limited into that turn-based combat, for example, in the same exact classic structure. And I think that a lot of that could change, and it should change after Pal World. I hope they do change it.
Well,
I think that they should. I mean, it's a great idea, but you're right. It's like I remember watching Nintendo Direct and thinking, wow, these are all games for kids. And I was thinking after that, wait, when did I play a lot of Nintendo?
Yeah.
It's like, of course they are. That's what it is. And like, yeah, sure, you'll have, you know, the remaster of Super Mario RPG or something like that for like an older audience. But yeah, Nintendo is for a younger audience. And so
and
it's
for
like,
a much older audience too. Like
Sure.
they basically hit like, they try to max out on every demographic they can. Nostalgia bait for like the millennials and for like the elderly to play with their like children.
They also just make really solid games.
Yeah,
which
that
is
too.
kind of what makes Pokemon an anomaly. But
Yeah.
you got Hasan Abid. You got canceled by the internet.
Oh,
I'm
that's
glad
fine.
we did
But it
that.
wasn't a real cancellation. And I think it's important that you also recognize that because like you
getting canceled
clickbaited.
is getting deplatformed.
Yeah, you clickbaited it as like I got canceled and people saw the didn't watch the 2-hour video. Of course, nobody would ever fucking do that. And then
Of course, nobody.
I mean, people of course
know what
watch
you
the
mean,
video, but like no one that wants to make a point is gonna do that.
Of course.
So they
Because then they might actually follow your logic thread.
they
mad anymore.
screenshotted you and said, "You didn't get actually canceled, dumbass." People just yelled at you, and it's like I think everybody understands that at this
Well,
point.
it's like, I mean, to be honest, I have no oversight for my YouTube at all. Like my editors do everything. They're paid a percentage and that's it. And so like, obviously I can say that, but it's still my YouTube channel. I'm still giving them the pat on the back, the go ahead for it. Yeah. So it's still my responsibility, but I actually didn't really make the title, but yeah, you can get mad at me.
But it's
for
a good
that.
title. Is a clicky title.
It's a great title.
Yeah,
It worked.
it's a good clickbait
It
title.
did. That's one of my
which
editors.
but the point is, it was supposed to be about Pal World.
Yeah.
Then it was about AI.
Right.
And now it's about you in particular.
Oh,
and now it's
boy.
about like what's wrong with you and everything else
a
that's
lot.
wrong with you. And like,
Yeah.
and it is fascinating to see like that cycle that I go through on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Sometimes relatively warranted, but in my personal opinion, in most instances, not really warranted. And that just kind of like builds up. And I feel like it makes a lot of spaces toxic, especially online.
Well, I think the two of you represent something that has been dangerous to man and woman since the dawn of time. you're two men who don't want anything from anyone. And
true.
I think that
Yeah.
vexes people to no end. People that are able to exist independently of the machine
Yeah.
represent a threat to it.
Of course, right? Because
And your lifestyle is threatening to people because they're like, why doesn't he want our approval?
yeah. It is
Yeah.
weird. It's very weird whenever people are like, oh, well, I would do this if I had this much money. I'd do that if I had that much money. And it's like, I understand, and like I can never be another person, and I'm actually not judgmental about people that feel that way. And it's like, if you want to buy all this stuff and it really makes you happy, then you should do that.
On
right?
that front,
That's
you and I are
awesome.
on the exact opposite
Yeah.
too. Because I do like luxury goods and shit.
Then do it.
However, it's people will be like, oh, he bought this for me. Like he bought this to flex on me. It's like,
Right.
no, dude, I bought it because I like it. Like, why the fuck? I don't give a fuck what you think. Like that part is true. But also, I do care about one thing. I do want people to be charitable. I want people to approach what I have to say with like a level of charitability, which usually doesn't happen online at all. And it increasingly got worse, I think, on Twitch over the course of the past year.
You think
and
so?
that's what I wanted to talk about with my Austin trip specifically. I feel like this platform thrives on collaboration and like, you know, having content creators talking to one another in real time. And collaboration is what? At its bare bones, it's just like two content creators interacting with one another and their communities like interacting with one another, right? Now that collaborative effort or that interaction could be negative, and it could be two content creators debating one another, myself and XQC, for example,
Saw that.
right? Or whatever.
I heard
Or
that.
it could be two content creators actually interacting with one another in a positive way. And I feel like Twitch, for the most part, especially like in its inception, or I mean, since I've been on it, I never thought I would be the old guard one day. But when I first got on it, it was definitely way more collaborative in a positive way. And I think over the course of the past year, especially so, it became very negative. Every interaction was basically tarnished.
Yeah.
It had like this stink on it no matter what. And I think a lot of people became islands in and of themselves. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to come down here and like hang out with you guys and like do more of that kind of stuff, because it is very enjoyable.
It's what normal people do. And I
Yeah.
think that's the problem, right? Is like you stream so much, you're doing so much of this other stuff, you forget that the other people you're interacting with are probably normal people who have probably more in common with you than most average people, right? I mean, who else sits in a room all day and like talks to a camera? It's a very unique lifestyle. So yeah, I totally agree with you. I think the reason why is that like, especially after like the 2020 COVID boom, you saw like some people getting dragged on Twitter for like saying something, for having an opinion about, you know, let's say COVID, that's like uneducated or uninformed. And like, I think that a lot of people nowadays are much more gun shy to like interact with other people or talk to other people because they're afraid of like what could happen.
Yeah.
Because like I had a lot of people message me, for example, and like I'm sure like, you know, some of those times whenever you're trending, everybody's shitting on you, it bothers you. Other times it probably doesn't. There's probably a spectrum, right? And you know, they were like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine," right? But like whenever I first started, especially like some of those things would stress me out, and it would be like, "Oh my God, this is really upsetting." And so like if it's a person who doesn't really have like the mentality or isn't used to dealing with that kind of stuff, and then they just get put, like I think that Joe Cat guy, who's that, Tectone?
Yeah, Joe.
yeah.
He's the guy who said he loves skinny girls, thick girls. Yep,
Yeah,
thick
yeah,
girls,
yeah.
Yeah, and he said, I don't remember what it was.
He
but
said
like,
he likes skinny girls or thick girls.
He made,
he likes all girls.
Joe Cat is
Yeah.
an animator who made like a meme on his
Yeah.
own stream and then like turned that meme into an animation that went super viral many years ago.
right.
A person I actually know jokingly was like, I made this. And like, because it's like a meme on Twitter to be like, I made this, and it's like actually
Yeah,
cringe. And you're basically showing, because it was very cringe. We can show the video if you want. March, can you pull that up,
Yeah.
Joe Cat?
You've
I
probably
like
heard
girls.
the audio of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super popular.
So yeah, the audio was really popular, and it certainly is cringe. I mean, this
Sure.
is, but
He
like
got canceled?
he didn't actually get canceled,
He
but
was
like
killed?
Well, he
When you-
kind of did because he stopped making
Well,
content.
a
after
lot
that.
of
He
people were
self-
a
yeah.
lot of people attacked him, and
Yeah.
he wasn't able to deal with that.
Yeah.
And he stepped away from making content. I think
Yeah.
he's still doing some things,
Yeah.
but he did take a big step away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I think that's why
This is the
people are
video.
gun shy and don't like to collab.
Okay.
yeah, I think
I
that's
think
a
that's
big
the
part
re-
of it.
yeah.
He has some volume?
Oh yeah, can we hear the volume or no?
Mhm.
Oh, there's no
Essentially, he's
volume?
just saying, I like
Oh.
girls, then pointing to girls.
Yeah, and it's like skinny girls, itty bitty girls, big titty girls.
It's based off of another song where it's a girl talking about how much they love men, but then
Yeah.
they made it a song for a guy that loves women, and
Yeah.
because you can't have that.
Why are people
Yeah.
mad at that?
Yep.
If you
knows,
listen to
right?
it, you'd be like, it's cringe.
It is
because
cringe.
it is.
Yeah.
But it's like he's very talented. That's the
Yeah.
funniest part. Like he's such a talented animator. Like it's obvious. But yeah, he's as one of my friends called it, gay for women. And
I think I'm gay for women.
yeah, so but it was cringe, and everybody yelled at him for being cringe because I think a lot of
Yeah.
people online like treat cringe as like there's two things that people can't stand online. It's the perception of hypocrisy, even if none is there.
Yeah.
But you've assumed that there's hypocrisy there, and also cringe. If you combine these two things, people online who are one inherently hypocritical, as every human is, and two. Very cringe because you're fucking posting online. Of course you're cringe. You're just doing it anonymously so you can hide most of it.
True.
We hate ourselves. We hate what we see. The worst aspects of ourselves we see in others, and we go, I want to take you to cringe prison.
I think you're right about that. Those are the two main things.
Yeah.
But I think that the reason why they're so popular is that it gives the person who's complaining the ability to insert themselves as being superior, right? So like, for example, this is cringe implies that I'm above this.
Yeah,
And like, this
yeah.
is hypocritical implies that like I'm morally consistent.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's built around basically like fueling the ego of these people more than anything. I think that's why those
Absolutely.
are the two main popular things.
It makes people feel very comfortable in a group of people.
Yeah.
You're in a crowd. You're invisible in many ways, but you're also showcasing that like you are not cringe, but this person is.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's move on from this
Yeah.
topic. I feel like we haven't asked Emiru anything so far.
Oh, I got questions for Emiru.
Okay.
Emiru, you're about to beat a bitch up.
About to
Ooh.
beat a bitch
What?
up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Oh yeah.
doing-
Techie doesn't
No,
know
I don't
this.
know. What is this?
She's
I guess I
doing
haven't
fight
told.
training.
Yeah, I'm about to start a fighting training
What
at
the
Iron
fuck?
Forge. Yeah.
I thought
What
we were
is- what's
talking about
fighting
Mulaney
training?
and Elden Ring.
You mean
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that's what he was going on
What's the
with.
style?
like
Hapkido?
boxing or like Muay Thai? Am
Oh,
I
that's
saying that
sick.
right? I don't know.
Yeah, Muay Thai, yeah.
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Who are you gonna beat up?
I don't know. Like I just want to learn how to do it. But then I was thinking that because I was like, okay, well, most people who like go train at these gyms
Yeah.
are bigger than me, stronger than me. They've been training for a long time. So it's like, well, then who could I fight? But
I'll
I mean,
fight you.
Who will?
You'll fight me.
I mean,
Well, Emily already said that she would fight me, and she
Okay.
has a little bit of boxing training. She's someone that's around my size. But
think you take
I mean, I just want to learn. And then also with doing the fighting, I
You
also have to
killed her.
train like weights and stuff. I have to get stronger. So, I mean, it's something that I've thought about doing for a while. And then everyone's been doing stuff at the gym, which I was like kind of sad because for a while I was kind of scared to go to the gym. Like it's such like a public location and stuff.
Yeah.
But seeing everyone there was like, okay, it's probably not that big of a deal.
It will be the
so.
best decision you ever make.
Yeah.
I've been going to the gym every day now for a month and 2 weeks. I can't stop. It's my favorite thing.
I would
do
love
it
to see
every
you
day.
some traps.
Traps.
Yeah.
Trapezius muscle.
Yeah.
Dude, and treat it like a video
Become a
game.
muscle mommy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
I don't
go.
know if I could do that, but
Treat it like a
Muscle
video
problem.
game where every time you go, you're like, oh, +2 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more fun.
Gamify.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do that for everything.
Seriously though, if you had to fight someone,
if I had to fight someone,
if you're putting together a prize fight,
Oh, I know. Lily Pichu.
Lily Peach.
why?
I would.
She's vicious.
You know, I mean, similar build probably, and she doesn't have the killer instinct that you do, so it's easy
Yeah.
buckets.
That's what you,
You
think,
think
dog.
you think Lily doesn't have the killer
Compared to
instinct?
you,
That's what you
I'm not
think.
gonna lie.
Okay, yeah,
Lily,
You played League for fun.
Lily got excited when
Really?
Michael Reeves was fighting. She got into it.
Oh
She
shit.
was a big fan of it. I think she'd take that fight.
I think she's got that dog in her. I wouldn't undermine her.
I would pay American dollars to
I
watch
feel like
you guys.
I think it would be really funny to fight Lily. Yeah, I would do that.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God. What a title fight.
Tectone, you're built like a power lifter that just quit lifting many years ago.
Yeah.
Tectone, if you shaved your beard, you would look like the creative character in every NBA game before you start working on them.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
You know,
I like a troll from World of Warcraft. That's what I prefer.
So what's up with that? Are you gonna take some fucking steroids and,
I used
man
to.
up or not?
Yeah, no, I used to do steroids.
Oh really?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Wait, do you have photos?
Actually, I have a couple. Not
You
all.
jacked?
Yeah, no, I
he
was.
said he wrestled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I did
know
professional wrestling at Austin Anarchy Pro Wrestling. It was a
Nice.
very fun time. I got injured very quickly, and my
What'd you hurt? Broken
sternum. Yeah, broken dick. Sternum got really fucked up. And then my coach, his name was Ray, wanted me to be a luchador because he thought I was too fucking ugly to not wear a mask.
That's awesome.
Which was insane, by the way. And I'm like, all right. But yeah.
Get up on that top rope, Tech.
He said you got a face built for radio.
I did the same steroids that Canute currently uses, which is it's like rub-on medical grade, where you rub them on your chest and then it puts the test. God damn.
Yeah, you like that?
Wow. That was unexpected.
Canute does topical steroids?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't even.
You rub it on.
I didn't know
the
you could even
testosterone
do
goes in.
that.
Yeah,
you
I've
can.
never
What
heard of
the
that
fuck?
ever.
100% my
Can you
dad.
jelk with that to get extra length?
Oh, I
Oh
don't
my
really.
God.
Yeah, but I will admit, like that shit fucks you up. Even the shit that you rub on is not good.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
you get really big, really fast. Because it's not that steroids make you stronger; it's that they give you the ability to train harder.
Yeah, more capacity.
Exactly. So you get juiced really quick. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm still out benching what I used to, anyways. Just because Camp Canute changed my fucking life.
Yeah.
Which hope to God we do a season 2.
Oh, I think that's happening.
Yeah, it needs to happen 1,000,000%. And yeah, I'm enjoying it now more than ever just because I just play video games and I go with my homies. It's very nice. I go with a group of like 7 people like every day. It's so fun.
If I worked out with Canute for 30 days, I would die.
It's actually the best.
Because like there's a lot, like, look, I'm a relatively experienced lifter, doing this for 10 years now. You know, I've had my ups and downs for the most part, but when I'm around someone like Canute, he has this energy
easy,
to him.
Hasan.
Yeah.
5 more reps, Hasan.
He just makes me push way harder than I normally would.
Oh yeah.
And because like I have something to prove to him because I respect his size.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a specimen,
Yeah.
right? And
he
it
becomes
takes-
like a father figure.
yeah, where
He
you're
does.
like, I have to show him that
I
I'm
can't
capable.
let my dad
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. I have to show that I'll show him that I'm capable of
Tell
this.
me you're proud, Dad.
And it's just like I am in so much pain, good pain, not
Yeah.
bad pain, from working out these past 2 days, where you know we did chest the first day
Yep.
and then legs the next day, and everything hurts right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could do that for 30 days straight.
I would like to.
I think you would be surprised at how much you're capable of when you're doing your exercise regimen with somebody who cares about you, with 7 other people that are your friends.
Yep.
And you do it every day, and it's like hanging out with your best friends, getting jacked together, motivating each other to get stronger, and the best thing, motivating your audience to do the same.
Yeah,
It's the best.
Yeah.
So do it.
you guys are gonna be a part of this as
Oh,
well.
fuck.
Now.
Certainly.
Fuck.
We saw you
Yeah.
in there, man. You were putting up, you were bench pressing.
The bar.
Yeah. So I mean, look, no, don't let
I
anybody
think
make fun
the
of you.
internet
Hey.
wants you to get jacked.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't
Yeah,
know,
Stone
man.
Cold Gold.
Like the real reason why I haven't really tried to like work out or gain weight is that I feel like the way that I live is a medical anomaly. And I don't want to fuck up some sort of like internal equilibrium, right? I'll start working out.
Trump said that too, where he was like, he literally was like, I don't want to, and it's true. He lives
Yeah.
on Diet Coke and McDonald's.
Yeah. And he's going
I
around,
get
he's
that.
75, 76 years old.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, guys, I'm 33. I feel good. Yeah, I've had a problem with my back a little bit, but other than that, I feel great all the time.
Do you ever contemplate though that you might just really have good genetics, and if you worked out and were healthy, they'd get you to be even better?
Yeah.
So you're wasting your genetic
Yeah.
potential
Oh, shit. Yeah.
a little bit.
God, your rants would go so hard too if you were just shirtless and jacked.
Yeah, if you were a
and sweaty.
brolic.
Oh, God.
God
bro.
damn, dude.
You might save the young men of this country
Is that
if
right?
you get
Yeah.
absolutely strapped.
I mean, somebody needs to. I feel like there's a lot of them. There's a lot of internet dads out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
worst. They're all
They're-
deadbeat
most
dads
of them
who
are bad.
love cryptocurrency and also
Courses.
suspiciously are telling you, you know, 1, women ain't shit, and 2, you can make money by joining my Discord server and learning about financial tips and tricks. Yeah,
Baller University, baby.
hell yeah.
I mean, if you could fight any character from lore or history or otherwise,
Who would win? You or Kirby?
Kirby.
Kirby
Ooh.
owns. What the fuck? He's so
Yeah, what?
OP.
Yeah.
Who would you fight though?
Mariah Nikki.
Anyone.
I'd
I'm
love
talking
to
about
beat the
grudge
shit out of
match.
Manus.
That's not going to happen.
But if I could, no, he's asking if I could.
Oh, okay.
I would
okay.
fucking kill him.
Manus
Okay.
Dark Souls extra, what's it called? DLC content.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
Okay. Why are you so? Why is there so much hate in your heart for him?
Yeah.
Because I fought him for like 6 hours and I almost cried.
More importantly,
That's your Nameless King.
Yeah, she went into Dark Souls with a big fucking ego, and she was very much ahead of me on deaths.
Oh, we did a
because,
death race. I was like 100 deaths ahead, and then at the very end, I died
just
to this
threw it
one
all
guy like
away.
80 times.
And it went all downhill on that one boss. That was it.
The crumbling.
And I did end up winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen.
Who
By
you
two.
fight?
Like who?
Anybody in lore, video game?
Ooh, I don't fucking know. Like,
He's got a lot, bro. He's got a list.
yeah, no,
This is the lore guy. You
I
can ask
haven't-
him like anything about WoW. He'll like know
All
the
right,
year
cook,
it came
cook
out
for
to.
2 seconds. Cook for 2
Okay.
seconds.
For me, I'd fight Blackbeard from One Piece.
Wow. I mean, he'd rip you.
I hate that motherfucker so much.
Yeah.
He's got gravity.
That's a good
He's got so much.
He's got everything. And
He's got everything.
And the worst thing is he's not done. You want to know why? He's gonna kill Trafalgar. This is a guess. This is a guess. This is
Okay,
all
do
guess.
that.
Still.
Can't
It's
do
just
that.
speculation.
Don't do
Okay.
that.
I also know how One Piece ends. All speculation.
No, you don't.
No,
You
okay.
don't.
I'm gonna say it now.
Stop.
So first of all, he's gonna kill Trafalgar Law. I know
Okay.
that's gonna happen.
But remember, no one else here watches One Piece, or do you?
No, they know
Well,
of it though.
I know.
I
it,
only
yeah.
know like up to where like the
Yeah.
Netflix show
Okay,
is.
I am currently where am I? I did Zoa, and then I think I just finished Dressrosa.
Yep, you're in a great spot.
Or about to finish Dressrosa.
Yep, you're in a very good spot.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
more
it's
lore,
so
though.
good.
I'm gonna say how it ends. The One Piece is on the moon, and it gives people.
Oh, with
Yep.
Skypiea.
Yep, and it's going
Yeah.
to give Luffy the ability to connect all the islands and make the world one piece like Pangea.
Whoa.
Okay, that's actually kind of sick.
That's
If that's
good.
correct, someone in Japan is gonna kill you.
Fun fact: I've been saying this for over 2 years.
Well,
That's-
this will be the
Oh,
clip.
since Skypiea?
No, since I had a previous podcast where we were talking about speculation. It was about
Okay.
anime, and I said that is going to happen.
Okay,
Oh.
who'd you fight?
Who would I fight?
Any person.
I didn't even.
Yes, sir.
I like that you asked everybody, and I didn't even think that I would
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
this question because I don't know. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Come on.
Ah,
One person. Who'd you fight?
You beat the fuck out of Miskiff yesterday.
That's true. Miskiff. Miskiff again. No. In video games,
No,
especially.
any video games, books, movie.
Who would I fight
Yes.
physically in the real?
We've asked everybody
like,
this.
like a real person. I can put forward a. Oh, dude.
Put a beating
Jesus.
on them.
There's so many people.
You guys suck.
There are so many people. It's just like a lot I won't say because they're political.
Fight
figures.
Trump.
I would fight Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. Not controversial
Such a
take.
brave.
Brave. I know.
Who would you
Yeah.
fight, Will?
Bad guy. He is.
Giving this a lot. Someone who pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
You just watched this show.
Okay.
I'd fight Skylar from Breaking Bad.
Oh my gosh, she's
Damn.
so
I don't
awful.
like her.
She's the worst.
Wow.
The fucking
And
worst.
if I had a situation where I couldn't be judged, I would just beat the shit out of Skylar.
Oh, straight up. Terrible.
Jesus Christ.
Terrible, like horrid
horrible
bitch.
It was she
People
the
are
one
gonna-
who cheated on her husband?
Yes. And
okay.
oh my
okay.
God. Like she obliterated Walter's character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my, like it's like poison into the show. Like she's,
People are gonna get so passionate about this because like every other week, there's
Did
another
you see the meme?
yeah. viral meme about like how Skylar is actually not a bad person in the
She
show,
is.
and you guys are like misogynistic, and it's like
No.
it's a fictional character, and like she's presented in that way specifically to like make the content worse. So yeah, of course you're not supposed to like her. Okay, you're not.
Yep.
You're not supposed to like Walter all that much either, but you're definitely not supposed to like her either.
Well, it's like in most normal people's lives, they might have a girl that cheated on them, but they probably didn't know of a cartel boss.
Yeah.
So it's more personal.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
They don't run a meth making operation.
Yeah, so they don't understand the dynamic there.
And we're just doing a fun game on a podcast. Now, who would you fight?
Fuck, I'd say the Lich King, something like that. Like I don't. It's a boring answer. Boring answer. I just don't really think about it because, like, in my mind, the Lich King beat my fucking ass. He's the goddamn Lich King. So it's like, how are you gonna beat anybody in there? So it's like kind of it.
Wait,
it's,
like Arthas
You
or
would
Bolvar?
probably fight the Nameless
Arthas.
King.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the Nameless King in a bar, you would
Ooh.
probably just pop
I've
off.
made peace with it.
No.
That's
Yeah.
why I was gonna say Nameless King at first, but like I killed him.
So
I
if you had
destroyed him.
to go beat the Nameless King again right now, you'd have a good time.
Was it that bad?
Yes.
I quit for like a year.
I
and
had
a
a
half.
really
year?
bad
Oh
time
my
too.
God.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I know. You had a hard time too. I finished the game, and everyone was like, "No, you didn't. You didn't kill the Nameless King."
Yeah.
And
you want to know what boss that was
and
for
for a
me?
year they said-
Owl 2, Sekiro.
oh,
Owl 2 is
I was on that
Yeah,
one for
yeah.
a long time.
punishing boss.
Fucking
Sekiro's
brutal.
I think that was like
game.
5 or 6 hours for me. Yeah.
It took me a bit.
I thought Owl 1 was harder.
No, you're
Because
fucking high.
because of that little ball.
It's because Sekiro, unlike all of the other Soulsborne games in the franchise, actually puts you with limiters. Like there's no way to over level and get back to that fight. So there's literally no help. It's all rhythm. It's all pure skill.
Yep.
In that entire franchise, which is why I think it's the hardest one in the entire franchise.
100%.
Yeah.
For that reason,
Have
which
you
is
played
why
Bloodborne?
I think
Bloodborne was a joke.
I
Bloodborne
think
at the end, though, some of those late game bosses are kind of wild.
Dude, you know Orphan of Kos?
Yeah.
Guess how long it took me to try to beat that?
No,
1 attempt.
that's...
And you know what's crazy?
Dude.
I win with half potions. Yep, with Whirligig.
is
I
he
just-
really good at games or something?
No.
No,
really?
he just got lucky on that one boss.
No, it
Oh.
was actually skill, but he just has to underplay it.
Yeah.
Would you agree that Breaking Bad is just Death Note? Think about that shit. Yep, it's the same show. Think about Hank and Walter White. That's literally Kira and Elle.
No,
Okay,
because
but-
Al is competent. Hank is famously incompetent.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, he was very good at everything else.
What?
He was like he got promoted to like the lead operator
In the
drug-
police force. That's like getting promoted
In the
at a
DEA.
tasty freeze.
in the DEA.
Same.
Okay.
You think the DEA does a good job in this country? The war
Yeah.
on drugs going well?
They literally
who's to say,
promote
man?
you. The more thumb-like you look, the more you get elevated. And
Okay,
Hank
okay.
looks like a thumb.
it's like Light and Kira if they weren't Elle and Kira if they weren't as smart. It's a very similar plot. It's a very similar plot.
I feel like a
It would be
major
like
component here
it
is
would be like Death Note if Light Yagami was Walter White and L was a kid with progeria trying to play football.
But the thing is, you have to understand, Hank is very smart, but you have to understand, it was his ego that was getting in the way of him realizing that, because he thought Walter was so
do you
pathetic.
even remember
Yes,
Hank
I
Schrader's
just
arc?
watched it.
After he got shot, he was useless. There
Yeah.
are whole seasons where he's like, oh. Like,
have you been shot? Have you been shot? Everyone would feel that
L
way.
was never like, I'm so scared.
Because he didn't get shot.
You're wrong.
Okay. How do you think Elle would have reacted if he got fucking
He would have been
shot?
like, a bullet. It's in my arm though, so I have a while to bandage it. I need to think about the best tourniquet I can make.
Okay,
yeah,
maybe.
he would tank it.
You tank
I would
it.
tank it. It's
Elle
nothing
is,
to
sorry,
him.
the problem is Elle is maybe the greatest anime protagonist ever.
I think so
And
too.
very
Hank
good.
Schrader is fucking Hank Schrader.
I thought Hank Schrader was a great character.
Schrader brow.
He's a great character.
He was
He's
awesome.
no L though.
No, he's no L.
Okay, but he's an Americanized version of it.
I think L
Oh,
is. You know what it is? You know
Oh.
what? I think L is like the perfected version of like the much older style of like Sherlock Holmes, but as a
yes,
protagonist.
no, he's supposed to be the guy from Murder on the Orient Express and
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't.
I don't know,
The
but
famous detective.
but he actually is like, I think a lot of times with like Sherlock Holmes and whatnot.
Or like Glass Onion. That
Yeah, yeah,
detective.
yeah.
He's supposed to be like the omnipotent detective.
But the way that they present Sherlock Holmes usually in like especially modern renditions of it is like he's just really smart. He always gets it.
Yeah.
Like there's no
well, the
element
other thing
to
about
it.
Al is that you have to factor is he is fighting God.
Yeah, he
Like
is.
a lot of people are like, oh, Light and L are, evenly matched. They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
The only reason Light can compete with L is because he's been given the power of God.
Absolutely.
Which puts a detective in an impossible situation where he's literally doing logic about the unfathomable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very
I don't know. I
So-
haven't seen that. I haven't seen
You never
Death
seen
Note.
Death
I have
Note?
not seen
Whoa.
Death Note.
We
Yeah.
talked about this multiple times.
I
And
thought,
told you to
by,
watch
I
it.
thought by now you would
Yeah,
have
no,
I
no,
still
no.
haven't seen it yet.
It's
no.
been like
It's
a year.
it's
Yeah.
also a super easy watch.
Yeah, it's
a
like-
super
it's
easy
not
season.
long at
13
all.
episodes for the first season and 26 for the whole thing.
I knew
Oh,
I
yeah.
was hooked when they played tennis, and there's like a 30-minute sequence of him being like, he's gonna hit a forehand. Wait, it's a slice.
Dude.
And it's like so overthought.
The best
Dude, watch
moment of
it.
Death
Watch
Note.
it tonight,
okay?
bro.
God.
Lights in the car,
Yeah.
right? And then he touches the paper again, and then everything comes back, and he's just screaming
yeah.
from the information overload. Oh my
Yeah.
God!
It's good.
What is yours? Because I just realized that you're a weed today. I had no fucking idea.
He's a weird.
It's so funny because like I went on Trash Taste.
He got mad
You went on
because
Trash Taste?
Yeah.
What the
And when
fuck?
I went on Trash Taste, they were shocked. because I went on Trash Taste, which is like the premier weeb
It's the anime
podcast.
podcast.
And it's like, and I had like notes written out ahead of time for them. Like I brought controversial subjects, some of which I think like have been very prescient. Attack on Titan is an anime that is actually a mecha anime.
It is 100%.
Okay,
Flesh anime.
I'm glad
Flesh
that,
mech.
yeah, Flesh Mecha.
Yep.
And especially with the political undertones as well, or overtones.
100%.
That is a good take.
Yeah, and then the other one is Luffy is a terrorist.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that about?
He's a freedom fighter. He fights against literally the one world government and sea cops.
You're right. Yeah.
There you go.
You're 100% right.
Yeah. Both of those went like super violent. Like people at first they were like, whoa, and then they were like, okay.
So I need to know this because everybody has this moment. I'm not sure if you might not remember it, but try to. What is the moment where you were like, I fucking love this shit?
Oh, I remember.
Mine's very clear. It's when Krillin blows up and Goku's like, well, we can't have that. Goes Super Saiyan 1 for the first time versus Frieza.
Dicko mode.
Insane. What was
Mine
your
wasn't
anime moment?
Anime. I think it was manga, but it was Dragon Ball as well.
I remember,
Was it actually?
I remember mine specifically because the stars aligned.
Yeah.
I was at a sleepover at my friend Ben's house. It was my first sleepover ever. And many people experience this. Your first sleepover, you're scared shitless. You're like, I'm not in my house anymore. What the fuck is going on? So I couldn't sleep. So he was a really rich kid. So I snuck up to one of his like living rooms that was isolated. And I started watching TV. And I put on Cartoon Network because that was like my safety. It happened to be the night that Adult Swim was debuting Cowboy Bebop.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
And so I was like 10 years old,
Yeah.
9 years old. I was like, Cartoon Network, like, let's get some fucking Dexter's Lab in. Here we go.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it was like, I don't know if you guys remember the old original bumps for Adult Swim, but it was like all kids out of the pool.
Yep, I remember.
All kid. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then fucking Cowboy Bebop came on and my mind, it was that first episode on Mars with the red-eyed coyote and all that shit. My mind like imploded and I just like, I put away childhood things forever. I was like, there's a world out there. And it just, I was hooked to the point where I would like sneak down in my house and watch Adult Swim. And I was exposed to all of these things. And it was similar enough because it was cartoons in my mind that I could rationalize it or try and wrap my head around it. But the themes and the concepts were so
Dark.
adult and so challenging that it just felt like alien in a native way. Like the first time a girl touches your butt during sex, you know what I mean? Like, and I just loved it. I loved it and I couldn't get enough of it. And it weebed from that point forward.
I think Dragon Ball got me invested in like anime and manga because I read Dragon Ball as a manga.
Yeah.
But I think my like come to Jesus moment was probably Samurai Champloo Adult Swim as well.
Samurai Champloo.
When
Do you
I-
remember the specific moment?
I don't remember the specific moment. No.
Damn. The first episode is so fucking strong, so it's probably in there. Dude, that show is so
But for
goddamn
me,
good.
it was like random because like I didn't grow up here, but like sometimes in the summers I'd come to America, and that's all I did was like read comic books and read manga. I'd go to Borders, which is like a Barnes and Noble.
With a cafe in it?
Yeah, with the Seattle's Best Coffee in it.
Oh,
And I would get one of those like fat fucking milkshake coffees.
Oh, shit.
And I would just sit there and just like read as much as I could because like they don't have that shit in
My
Turkey.
first manga
and I
ever
can't buy
was-
it.
My first manga ever was Chobits.
Me too.
That's a classic.
And,
Dude,
and
no
it's like
way.
a very girly manga because
Yeah.
in my 5th grade class, there was a girl named Xiaonin.
Mhm.
And she like was reading that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, read it. And I remember there were boobs in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Which
of
was a big
boobs.
hook for me.
Yep.
But I was like 30 volumes into Chobits. And
Yeah.
I was like, this story's incredible.
Yeah. I had another girl in my
Your
English
first
class.
manga was Chobits?
Mhm.
That's so
And my
awesome.
first anime too. Yeah.
I had this,
They made an anime of it?
yeah, you haven't seen it?
No.
Dude, the opening's a banger.
Oh,
Peep it. I had a chick in English class in 6th grade who would let me read her Rave Master manga and then make me eat bugles off her fingers while I would read anime
you
with
had
her.
a mistress.
Well,
That's sick.
it was wild, actually.
You were
What the
getting down a little bit.
Yeah,
Bugles off her
I was
fingers?
very hungry and I loved anime.
Two of my favorite things. Two of my favorite things combined. What a treat, dude. All right, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see. Okay, we talked about.
6th grade.
Hell yeah.
The old anime, like I remember watching, dude, for me, it was Ghost in the Shell. I remember
Yes.
seeing that. And it was like the first cartoon that I saw that was like serious.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. What?
Dude,
Wait, what?
How ahead was Ghost in the Shell?
It's insane.
Ghost
Yeah.
in the
It's
Shell
fucking
is.
crazy.
There are projects like that
Yeah.
that make no sense to me. Where it's like we are now in 2024. Ghost in the Shell came out in the 1980s.
You ever seen
The movie.
Lane?
What's up?
Lane, the Serial Experiments Lane.
Yes.
I recently watched it like maybe a year and a half ago. That was the exact fucking thing that I thought.
Yeah.
I was
How
like,
are they
how is it
more
possible?
relevant now
Yeah,
than they were when they came out?
exactly.
That makes no sense to me.
I think some of it is good politics, and the other is just they just nail it. It's got good philosophy in it, and then it becomes like way more prescient.
I feel
Well,
like
Ghost,
yeah.
Ghost in the Shell is it kind of predictive in the same way that really good sci-fi is. And the other
Yeah.
piece that I want to talk
Like
about
Blade
that
Runner.
with AI becoming more and more of an issue, full circle on
Yeah.
this, Dune. If you really get into the Dune lore with the Mentats, what happens, what the lead-in events to Dune that they kind of cover in the books, not the movies at all, is that mankind goes to war with AI.
They don't have notice they don't have guns in Dune.
Right.
What's that
so
about?
They completely change their religious, technological, and cultural structure to avoid using
Yeah,
computers.
it's a wipeout, a full wipeout.
And they change actually Christianity. They have the orange book. This is some nerdy shit. Now I'm taking you there.
I
But
didn't know all this. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
But
crazy.
the idea is that they went to war with AI
Yeah.
because they realized human beings could not exist harmoniously with AI. So mentats
Mm-hmm.
are actually human computers. They're people that have spent their entire lives training to do what a basic computer would do
Right.
because they are now against the law to use.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
there's
That's
no-
actually so cool.
a lot
Yeah.
of the technology is just like it's wiped out
But
completely.
they predicted that in like the 80s, man. How? How?
I mean,
I
it's,
don't know.
it's like the internet's coming up. I
Yeah.
mean, not 80s, but like there's like a
Well,
tech
I think if you
bubble.
understand human psychology and you can kind of predict that people always want more, will always escalate things more and more.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of that is built off of that psychology. And big surprise, they're right.
Yeah.
You know, it's
We
fucked
just
up. but
can't
there it
help
is.
ourselves.
Yeah, no, but true. Actually, yes.
That's why I love a good dystopia.
Yeah.
It's why what's the Matt Damon movie is one of my Elysium is one of my
Do you
favorite.
think
Oh,
there's
yeah.
any cure to that? Do you think there's maybe like a gene that we can point to in the future and eliminate to stop human beings from being so just impossibly ambitious?
No, but it's not even
Yeah, no.
ambition. Dude, look, you're
Well,
making
not
me
ambition,
I
but
you're
like
making me
think
want to
that
talk
if you-
about politics.
If you had
this is very political. This is like I'm holding
flirting with
back.
you. It's like,
I'm
"Hey,
holding.
baby, talk to me
Yeah.
about ethical consumption.
I'm like
Come
white
on.
knuckling here.
Just give me like 10 minutes of ethical consumption.
It's the way that we've progressed post-industrial revolution that has like basically designed our entire lives around permanent growth and not necessarily sustainability at all. That's why it's like unique when someone like yourself exists in this way. I'm serious.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you live an ascetic lifestyle.
Yeah, you're like
which is-
Diogenes.
Which is like
Oh, God.
odd because you make a shit ton of money, and I mean you make in comparison to the average person.
I do. Things are good. Things are very good.
And beyond that, like, but you don't have any interest. You have figured out what makes you tick, what you enjoy. I have as well. And you just kind of just keep hitting that button,
Yeah.
and you don't hit any of the other buttons. You're like, no,
No.
that's the one. This is the one. This is the
Yeah.
shit that I like. And like, and I think that limits your growth potential under capitalism, under a capitalist structure. This isn't to say that you're a socialist by any means, but that mentality is oftentimes lost upon many, and that is because we are taught and we have normalized this concept that like, no, you have to constantly like build, you have to constantly expand. Hasan, why don't you hire more people so you can like build a business? Because I don't want to. I care more about like hitting the button and doing the
Yeah.
things that I like doing.
if you could program a button to do one thing over and over again for the rest of time,
I don't know if you want the answer to that.
Feed him Dr. Pepper.
Now that is a good lead-in. Now that is a good lead-in. What would your button do?
I don't know. I mean, like to do anything?
Just one thing. Like you press a button, turkey bacon sandwich. Boom.
Cure any illness that I have.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good
Good
one.
button.
Yeah, that's
The
easy.
doctor button.
No,
Yeah.
mine is closer to Kira. World leaders.
Oh,
Like 3D printing them?
no, killing them.
Oh,
I didn't say that. He did.
The assassination.
I don't know he
button.
got that.
Would you have a medical button or an assassination button, or would it be simple?
I'd probably just have a button where, like, when I'm tired, I need to sleep, I press it. It's like I just slept.
That's a good
good
Yeah.
Like
button.
a
That's a
refresh
great
button.
That's a
Yeah.
good
Fuck
button.
yeah.
Annie.
Yeah.
Now that's the person who loves living life. Okay,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I don't want to miss out on anything. This
the
is so
rest
I
good.
just find having to sleep so intrusive and annoying.
Really?
Yeah, like when I sleep, I enjoy it. But if I could choose to never have to sleep, I would never sleep again.
true.
Wow.
Okay, I got a better button.
Okay, better than the
Okay,
assassination
better than the
button.
assassination one. That was a bit of a meme. Okay, I hit the button and it basically gives me mouth pleasures, and it is 0 calories. Okay.
Oh, did I thought
And
you
it
were
just-
talking about
So you're
head.
talking-
I thought you were talking about head.
No.
I thought you were like,
No, I was talking about food, dog.
sloppy,
I was
dog.
talking about food, my man. Like I'm eating like A5 snow beef Wagyu that was like just cut off a calf that was like fucking massaged her whole life.
Food button.
Food button, but it doesn't like do any of the negative side effects, like making me fat.
What's your button, Tech?
Probably what's it called? Telekinesis button. Not the read minds, more where you can like fucking move shit with your mind.
Okay, that's not. But that's
No,
just
no,
you.
no, the button.
That's just you being
No,
psychic.
no,
motherfucker.
no.
That ain't a button.
So the button does whatever I'm looking at goes into my hand.
Okay. Like a
Yes.
force pull.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm like, oh, I want a soda. Press the button. It goes into my fucking hand. That shit. That's
Well,
the hardest thing in the world
If
for me.
I had a button,
Yeah.
it would be shaped like a bell, and it would be to turn on notifications for the Fear End podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Fear
Wow.
End,
He's
and
a
our
genius.
guests today have been Steak and Eggs. They've been incredible.
So
Please
smooth.
make sure you check out their pod. We will be on a delayed episode for them in 2 weeks. So if you've enjoyed this conversation, you'd like some more, there are 2 options.
And there's a big reveal there as well. So,
Yep.
you know, definitely
What's
watch that
the
one.
reveal?
Hassan's assassination button, list of targets.
Yeah.
So if you like this, please check them out in 2 weeks. Or we're about to go behind the paywall portion where things get a little raunched up, things get a little weird, things get a little intense. We're going to talk about Yoda fucking. I've been wanting to talk
doing
about
this today? We're doing this today?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was,
God.
I was
God.
like, because you
saying?
talked, you're like, oh, I want to tell you guys about this Star Wars thing, then you never brought it up.
Yeah, no,
I
we-
saved it
yeah.
for.
Yeah, he made the Yoda coming noise.
Okay.
I
Wait, oh,
recognized
stop.
it
Stop.
immediately.
Okay, you're leaking it. You're leaking it. You're leaking it. All right. Well, don't leak any further. Go to patreon.com/fear and you know, get invested, get involved. All right. Thank you so much. Where can people find you guys, by the way?
Just Google Asmongold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find something.
Twitch.tv/Emiru.
Mhm.
Twitch.tv/Tectone.
All right. And
Ladies and
see
gentlemen,
you.
thank you one more time to our guests. You guys are incredible. Thank you for letting us use your set and.
Peace.
Yeah.
Is there a Rule 34 Yoda?
I bet
March,
there
can you pull
is.
that up?
What if they have eggs or something?
Yeah, I think that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
like, you know, how, like
He's kind of like an amphibian
aren't there
almost.
aren't there species that don't like have sex? There's just like the eggs and then they like
There's,
come
like,
and fertilize the
fertilization.
Like
eggs.
scorpions,
So
I
it's like
found out.
not sex.
I don't know, scorpions, yeah.
Yeah, what if it just lays eggs? I
Do
don't
you
know.
think Yoda laid? Oh
No, I
my God!
I don't think he does,
no.
but like
Yeah, take the
Open
shackles
that.
off, baby.
He's
on something.
That's about what I would have
Wait,
expected.
yo, Yoda with tits in the middle though?
Yo, why is
That
Yoda
is not
so
bad, bro.
Can you click on Yoda with big ass tits, please?
Why is
Look at
Oh
the
my
gaped
God.
asshole.
Is Grogu a? What the fuck
Grogu's
is
a bottom.
happening?
That is low-key actually hot though.